Welcome back, guys. So today we got another resistance training session. It's Friday. I've been doing most of my resistance training sessions on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and then I've been running on 3 of the other days. So that's what I've been doing lately. I wanted to make a video today kind of showing not only the workout that I like to do most often, but also how you can modify the exercises if you can't quite do the versions that I'm doing here. There's always ways to make things easier or harder depending on your levels. As always, we're doing a home workout today as well in the spare bedroom. Don't need much equipment. I am going to talk about a little bit of stuff that I like to use as far as like a pull-up bar and things like that. That might help you getting started in your journey and your workouts, especially if you like to do home workouts. So follow along and hopefully you get some benefit out of this video. I'm gonna start out with pull-ups. My first set here is gonna be wide grip, body weight. You can obviously make it harder by putting a weight belt on or a weight vest, or you can make it easier. I'm gonna show you a couple ways to make it easier right after I do this first set here. Alright, so that's my first set done. You can see that towards the end there, those reps got really hard. Again, I don't really count reps during my sets anymore. I'm just trying to get close to or all the way to failure on most sets. I want to show you a nice little tool that you could possibly find and utilize working out at home, and you want to be able to start doing some back exercises, some pulling movements for your back and your biceps. If you could find one of these perfect pull-ups here, they work great. Or you could even get one of those TRX systems, but they just go right over your door here. You can lift it and then you can swing it out from the doorway here, and then it just kind of hangs there. And so what we can do is kind of like an inverted row, or some people might call it like an Australian pull-up. But you're basically just taking away some of the resistance to where you're not pulling your whole body weight vertically. So this would be great if you can't do a normal pull-up yet and you still want to work your back and your biceps. And you can also make this exercise even harder as well. So I'm going to show you how to do those real quick. Alright, so like I was saying, kind of like the first variation you can do here if you have this system, or like I said, a TRX system at your house, be the same concept. But with this swung under here, hey Nala, the easiest way would be to keep your knees bent. So just grab here at whatever width you want. I like to do a little bit of a wider grip. And you can do underhand grip, whatever you want, tons of variations here, but just the basic overhand grip here instead of a pull-up. Is slide under here and keep your knees bent instead of all the way straight. So keep them bent underneath you, and the more your feet are underneath you, obviously the easier it's going to be. So from here you can simply pull. You could even, I can't do it right now because I have socks on, but if you had shoes on you wouldn't slide. But you could just stand up, right, and pull this way with both feet in front of you at like an angle. But to make it a little harder, swing under it, having your knees bent. As soon as that gets to be too easy, have your legs completely straight underneath it and then pull up like this. That's easier than a normal pull up. And then once you really master those, and again, you can do those with different grips here. You can do an underhand grip if you want to target your biceps a little bit more. And once that gets easier, then you can start going into normal pull-ups. You can start with negatives, right? So kind of jump all the way up here, resist it on the way down, grab the floor if you're standing on a box or something, jump back up, slow down, and eventually you'll be able to do full pull-ups like that. All right. So there's actually one other variation that I forgot. After you have your legs all the way straight on the ground and you're pulling, make it a slightly more difficult before you go to a normal pull-up. Put your feet up on a chair or something here, and then pull, and that's going to make it even harder. Again, still easier than a normal pull-up though. All right, cool. So now I'm going to do my second set. I'm going to bring the grips in like I normally do and do a neutral grip. So with these J-Flex cross grips, real easy. Just bring them in a little bit, and then you can grab them neutral grip here. It's actually a little too narrow for me. There we go. All right, so that's 2 sets down. I think I said in the previous video, I like to do normally 3 sets of each exercise, and I do that like 3 times a week. You know, 9 hard working sets a week is kind of a sweet spot. Sometimes I do more, sometimes I do less. All right, so my third and final set here, I'm gonna do a palm supinated chin up, hit the biceps a little bit more. With these, I like to not lean back as much, and it's still obviously going to hit my back, but leaning back further is going to hit your back more. With these ones, I really want to focus on hitting my arms a little bit more. So I'll, instead of leaning back, I'll kind of come forward a little bit with my upper body. So again, instead of leaning way back like this, kind of let my chest come forward. Okay, cool. So pull-ups are done. I'm going to go on to a pushing movement next. Again, 3 sets for me. I'm going to do mine with no extra weight, but on these parallel bars that we made, just to get a little bit deeper stretch at the bottom. You can make them harder by obviously putting a weight vest on, raising your feet up as higher, things like that. I'm actually going to put my feet up on the bench that's on top of the treadmill. So my feet are going to be quite a bit higher than where my hands are. So that's definitely going to make it more difficult because it puts more weight towards your upper body. Obviously, if you're just starting out, like we talked about with the pull-ups, a regression of a normal pull-up, a regression of a normal push-up or something like this is the tried and true push-up on your knees, right? So everybody knows about that one, and I think it's definitely underrated. And I think people fall under the impression that, well, I can't do push-ups, but I can do push-ups on my knees, but that's not enough, right? No, it is enough, trust me. And it will get you to be able to do it like regular push-ups and then do push-ups like this and progress to even putting, a weight vest on and things like that if you stick with it. So, do your normal push-ups on your knees. As soon as that's too easy and you're doing more than 30 plus reps, then it's time to do normal push-ups, right? Just like this. Keeping your elbows tucked in, not really flared out, but elbows tucked in. And then from there, you can go ahead and put a weight vest on, or you can go ahead and elevate your feet. Progressions from there would be to grab some parallel bars like this so that the range of motion increases, so you get more of a stretch. That's going to make things harder. So there's always a way to make things harder with minimal equipment and doing things at your house. Just stick with it, be consistent, and make sure that it's getting harder over time. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into my first set. Alright, so for my second set of push-ups, I actually widened the parallel bars out a little bit. Just have a wider grip, different variation. It's going to make it a little bit harder. Alright. Okay, so for the third and final set of my pushing exercise, I ditched one of the parallel bars. I'm just going to do one of them. Keep my hands a little bit closer. It's going to target the triceps a little harder. So let's get after it. All right, so we got a pull movement done, a push movement done. Let's go ahead and go down to a lower body movement. So this can be as simple as doing a body weight squat. If you want to make it as easy as possible, do a body weight squat to a chair. That would definitely be one of the easier options. Take away the chair, go a little deeper with your body weight squats. You could add a weight vest to those squats or hold a paint can in front of you if you don't have a dumbbell at home. And then you can also progress to doing single leg movements. That's what I'm going to do today. So again, as far as doing easier movements, but you got a chair over here, doing body weight squats where you just simply sit down in the chair and don't use your hands. Do that for sets of 30 reps. As soon as that's just too easy for you, then ditch the chair and you're going to go deeper, right? Doing sets of as many as you can there. As soon as you're doing more than 30 plus reps there, you can throw a weight vest on, like I said, or grab a paint can or something heavy laying around at home and hold it out in front of you and then do the same thing, make it harder. Like I said, I'm going to do some single leg stuff here today, so you can put your rear leg back up on a chair, the sofa. I'm going to put it on our bench here, our adjustable weight bench, and you can do that with body weight. So for instance, got the bench here. Go ahead and put one foot back here, and without any weight, just all of the focus is on that front leg. The more you lean forward, the more you're going to hit the quads. The more you stand upright, you're going to hit the glutes. And specifically for me, your glute medius on the outside here. So just by changing your torso angle, you can kind of focus on different parts of your leg. And then of course, you can again hold something heavier around the house or dumbbells to make that even harder. So today I'm going to warm up, do a few reps on each leg, and then probably grab some dumbbells and do a few sets of those. So we're just kind of warming up here. Got no weight in my hands. For me, I'm maybe slightly more advanced than you, or not, but if I am, then you wouldn't want to just use this as a warm-up. This could be the workout, or this could be too hard of a workout, and you do one of the exercises I showed over there on the chair, or doing normal body weight squats. Switch over here, do some reps, just getting the tendons, ligaments, and joints, and the muscles in the lower body warmed up a little bit. Now we're going to grab some weights. So we grabbed a little heavier dumbbells, go into another set here. I'm probably gonna do 8 reps on each side. You'll see on my lower body movements, I don't get as close to failure, and that's just my personal preference. I'm not trying to go too hard on my legs because I'm also increasing my running quite a bit from what I'm used to. So yeah, I want to be able to still run 7 miles tomorrow morning and not be too sore. Okay, so this is gonna be the last set I'm gonna do here for legs, my third set here. Increase the weight a little bit more. I'm gonna go for 8 reps on each leg. Yeah, there's nothing to it but to do it here, right? I have a feeling this is gonna really help with my running. This is something I've always done really for legs, doing split squats. Some people call them Bulgarian split squats. I just think they're super good for obviously balance, and just increasing your injury resilience when running or doing any type of sports or just general activity in life, right? So you want to go out for a hike, doing stuff like this with a little bit more weight. Again, grabbing a weight vest or something heavy around the house if you don't have dumbbells. That can really help with just everyday stuff. So yeah, do your squats, do your split squats 2 or 3 times a week, week in, week out. Alright, I might have lied. If I said that was going to be my last leg movement, I did lie, because I'm going to do just 1 set of Romanian deadlifts. So it's like a stiff leg deadlift where you're focusing on your hamstrings and your glutes. Again, I'm really doing these personally for hamstring health while I'm running. You might have heard people call it maybe a hip hinge. So you're literally hinging at the hips. That's where most of the movement's coming from. But you're really trying to stretch your hamstrings, the back of your legs, and your butt basically, and then flex those muscles to bring your torso back up. Again, you can do this without any weight, right? So if using weight's too hard, you just put your feet shoulder width apart and just push your butt back while keeping your chest up, and feel a stretch in your back of your legs like you would to touch your toes, but don't bend your back like this. Keep it arched. And then squeeze your glutes and hamstrings up. If that's too easy, again, you can grab a real heavy book or anything that's remotely heavy and put it on your chest and hold it, and that's going to make the movement harder. Or if you have like some dumbbells or adjustable dumbbells like I do, you can start doing that as well. So I've got, for my 1 set, I'm just going to use the 55-pound dumbbells here, do a set of probably 12, and then that'll be it for legs. All right, so a lot of times when I'm doing a resistance training session like that, that might be all I do. And if I'm not filming, that might take 20-30 minutes. A lot of times I like to do the push-ups and the pull-ups back to back. So I do a set of pull-ups, set of push-ups, take a breather, and then do it again, do that 3 times, and then do whatever leg movements afterwards just by themselves. Today I'm gonna do one extra thing. I'm just gonna do some lateral raises. You can do this with, soup cans or whatever you have at the house that are a few pounds, or if you got dumbbells like me, you can start using those as well. So I'm gonna do a kind of a set of a rest pause. So I'm gonna do a set of probably 15-ish reps, take a few breaths, do a few more reps. And if you've seen any of my other few past videos where I've done these, that's always how I do them now and have for a while. Also, can we talk about this mustache? I'm digging it. Let's go ahead and get into these lateral raises here for the outside of your shoulders, and then we'll call it. Doesn't take much weight for these. I think I'm literally using 15-pound dumbbells, so you can probably find a couple things around the house that are 15 pounds, or just do one arm at a time. If you've only got like one thing around the house that's 10-15 pounds, and just alternate arms. So yeah, here we go. And I'll just do some my calf reps here. Alright, we'll do 3 sets of probably 4 to 6 reps here. Don't let yourself rest too long in between those sets. More. One more. That's it, guys. Just a reminder, doing workouts like that, working your muscles through a range of motion against resistance is what's going to build or maintain muscle and strength, not by increasing your protein. I promise. All right, everybody, that's it. Like I said, normally that might take 20-30 minutes. I think today it took probably, I don't even know, maybe 40. Because I was, using the camera and talking. So that's pretty much it. Tomorrow I have my longest run yet since I started back running. It's gonna be 7 miles. Actually going down to stay with my parents for the holiday weekend. So I get to run in a new area compared to what I've been running in. So that's gonna be really exciting, especially since it's my longer run. So I get to have some new scenery while I'm running. So really looking forward to that. Probably take you along for that as well, and talk about my thoughts, and just, yeah, like I said, take you along and maybe be a form of some entertainment for you, or some motivation, hopefully. Again, this video was to kind of, again, show what my workout is, but also show some regression, so some ways you can lower the barrier of entry to get into some of these exercises, like the pull-ups, push-ups, and some leg exercises, especially when you're doing these at home. Doesn't take much equipment at all, like I said. Pull-up bar, maybe a TRX band that you can get off Amazon and attach to the door. Don't need anything for the push-ups. And like I said, for a lot of the exercises, if you don't have dumbbells, you can find something around the house, like a paint can or something, to add some resistance until you, want to cough up a little bit of change for a pair of dumbbells or a pair of adjustable dumbbells. So Again, it's about consistency, not fancy equipment, not having to actually go to the gym and commute and wait for equipment to get open. You can do it from the comfort of your own home, but be consistent with it. So please like, subscribe, comment something down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you might want to see. I'd like to maybe in the future do some like some eating videos, like what I eat. Maybe not what I eat in a day, but just some meals. I know I've showed a few of those, but if that's something that you might want to see, let me know, because I do want to put these videos out for everybody watching, to entertain and motivate, hopefully. So let me know. Until the next time, guys. Peace.